There's two things that makes a whitetail hunter excited. Illinois and November equals whitetail rut. When you take on a full draw adventure,
you must take control.
You must manipulate.
You must deceive.
Don't let them make the decision. You want them to ask the question.
Is it real or is it a ghost?
Yes! Yes!
Ghost, Hunting Calls and Lures presents Full Draw Adventures.
He's a monster! Oh my God!
Oh! Give me a second.
The Hunt Club of Illinois. If you have never hunted there, you'd better buckle up. You're in for a real ride. One of our very own Ghost Full Draw gang, Bill McCall, stumbled across this place 4 years ago with the help of friend Dickie Beatman. And for some reason, him and his old truck have headed that way every year since.
Stick around and see what happens at the Hunt Club the first week in November. Bow season. Good time. Oh yeah.
After one visit with Ron Doring, you will see he is a man well ahead of his time. 22 years ago, Ron started an aggressive management program on his 11,000 continuous acres. Well, let's just say this could be one of the best spots to hunt for a fair chase 200-inch whitetail.
First thing when we get to camp, Ron Doring has some great news for me.
That side, and I saw it go across the field right to that ladder.
You keep talking about him. What is he?
He's a giant.
Giant heat?
Yeah. When we were at the Hunt Club last year, we saw this huge 8-point, and we couldn't get on him before he broke his side. And the good news is Ron saw him twice this year already, and he's got a stand site set up, and we've got a great wind.
I'm gonna hunt somebody there tomorrow.
Okay.
Whether you're there or not. I got an east wind.
Right, well, I'll be glad to hunt. Oh yeah, I am getting in that stand. By the way, do not use this product until you can safely get out of the way.
We're in the high tower, cottonwood stand. We got a pond behind us. We got beans in front of us. We got a bend area beside us here. If we get a hot dough, it's on like Donkey Kong.
And we have great buck activity. We have one particular 8-point, at least a 3-year-old, that's showing true signs of wanting to chase the lady. And this gave us the indication that the rut wasn't far off.
Now, I know what you're thinking, that Bill McCall has lost his mind, but we must remember he spent some time in these here woods, so we ought to cut him a little bit of slack.
Knowing what was in the area, this monster ape, and we hunted in this area last year too, and there was a gigantic 10 in there that this year hadn't been seen, but he's just a phenomenal buck. But to kill a monster, you gotta let him go. And that's all I have to say about that.
Friend, I'm not sure where you came from, but around my parts, I would have had to sling an arrow at that old buck. But I will agree, if you want to kill a booner, you gotta let this one walk. But he better be walking faster than that.
After passing the 9 point, we went right to the lodge, got a quick bite to eat, and back out to the stand. We did go to a different location. We hadn't been there in no time, and here come a great buck right toward the stand.
Bill, you had better have a real good explanation as to why that bow is still a-hanging and not getting ready to do some flinging.
That's a gorgeous 10 point. You've got a broke G4. That buck's not legal here. He's a 3-year-old 10 point, and he's not 160. But my goodness gracious, folks, this place is amazing. That's the 4th or 5th buck this week over 145 that we've seen. We've seen 2 giants that we didn't get on film.
And this is what sets the hunt club apart. You cannot shoot a 3.5-year-old 10 point that doesn't score 160 at the hunt club. And that's why when you come to Ron Doran's in the hunt club, you are gonna see this caliber of deer and bigger. Tough pill to swallow. This is Ron's next year Boone and Crockett buck. If I shoot this buck, it's bye-bye Bill, and he's lost to Boone and Crockett. So this buck has to stay. I have to leave him. I can't shoot him. What followed this 10 point was obviously, as far as I'm concerned, the beginning of the Midwest rut. $13 different bucks, some major shooters in everybody's eyes, mine included, but I had a particular buck in mind, and this buck is in my dreams. I'm thinking about this buck, I'm dreaming about this buck. That's all I can do is think about this buck. These long G2s, and it wasn't very long till them G2s came my way. The buck of my dreams comes walking through the timber right by our stand. And just as he starts to get out in the open where I can shoot him, he turns. He turns and walks the other way. And I'm going, oh my gosh, where are you going? And then, lo and behold, I'm still at full draw trying to find an angle on this buck, and he turns and starts walking right back to me. Game on.
I just missed a very, very nice 8-point. I didn't shoot at 8. I didn't shoot at 10. I didn't even shoot at 5. I missed it. I feel really good about myself right now. That's all I have to say about that. I just missed a very, very nice 8-point.
Nice. Nice. Son, they call alligators lizards where you come from? In case you're just tuning in, Bill McCall just had the buck of his dreams come in, and he missed him. If there's one thing that being a professional archer teaches you, is that when you make a bad shot, you just move on to the next target as if nothing ever happened.
I didn't stop the buck. I should have stopped the buck. I tried to shoot him walking. I got the pin on the buck, and instead of stopping him and settling, I tried to move with the buck, and I shot low. I missed him. I missed the buck I'd been hunting since last year. I missed him!
I'm guessing when it comes to the real deal, instead of foam targets, it's a tad bit harder to forget about it. Let's just hope he has a day or two to settle down before the next shooter buck comes along.
The next morning we got a little different wind. We go to a stand we'd been to previously, and once again we get our ghost scent out, and our ghost scent groupie shows up. Here I got another decision to make. What do I do? This buck is really impressive. You know, to turn him down multiple times, well, I'm afraid my Ghost Full Draw crew, they're gonna give me some serious crap.
A good hunter would have had his bow in his hand by now.
He comes in and puts on a show. He comes right by the scrape we made, puts in, and puts his hocks together and pees right in the scrape. Now, if that ain't what a buck's supposed to do, reading the script, wanting to be a superstar. I don't know what he is. I really don't. But he continues to tantalize me.
Yeah, Bill, this buck is reading the script. But how about you pitching in a little bit? Won't you help an old 9-point out? Go ahead and make him a movie star.
And he's a great buck, and by my standards or anybody else's. But you just can't kill a giant, an absolute giant, if you shoot him. I had the biggest decision I've ever had to make at the hunt club. But this was definitely a 3.5-year-old buck. Tough decision, very tough decision, but I know this is what Ron Doring has spent his life trying to create. Giant deer, and this buck, as a 4-year-old buck, will definitely be an upper 180, 190, 10 point. So with great dismay, I was just gut wrenched, but I passed this deer. And that's really all I have to say about that too. That's it.
Now, I don't know about you, but old Bill is starting to really grow on me. I think you have to admire a man that can pass up all this temptation in order to reach his and the hunt club's goals.
We came out once again, got a quick bite of lunch, and got into a stand that we'd been wanting to hunt the whole trip. We needed a southwest wind for this particular hunt. It had to be southwest. It couldn't be west, it couldn't be south, it had to be southwest. Just all of a sudden,
Here he comes. Get on him, get on him.
this buck gets on the hill just above me, probably 60, 70 yards away, and another buck comes in from all the commotion. He runs up in the thicket, runs him off. And I'm wondering if he's ever gonna give me a shot. And luckily, with all the commotion that was going on and all the deer movement and activity, there's another buck comes in from behind me and comes stand really close to the tree. The 2 or 3-year-old buck.
words, folks. You hunt and you hunt and you wait and you work hard, and then finally it happens. That's a beautiful giant 9-point.
An old boy once told me you can never have too much fun, but I think Bill and his roller coaster ride is about all the fun I can handle. Congrats, Bill. I bet you feel privileged to be able to hunt at such a legendary place as the Hunt Club with Ron Doring. Oh, and Bill has assured me that all the big 10s and 9s he passed up made it through the season, and he is awful excited to get back up there next year.